Hello and welcome to the Voice of TOD. I'm Tom, and in this video we're going to take a look at the Halo TV series trailer that's just dropped. And I mean, this isn't a first view. We've seen some screenshots, we've seen a couple of teaser trailers, we've seen one teaser trailer. I have concerns. I've heard what the story sort of is. There was leaks or the synopsis or something released about a year ago, and elements of this worried me. I did a video on it quite a while ago now, probably 12 or so months ago, and I was worried then, and I haven't really looked into this much since. The teaser trailer was okay, it doesn't give much away, but we saw it and it looked okay. This will hopefully give us a much better view. Now, the sound will be low on this, on the trailer, so if you want to go watch it yourself without me talking over it and, you know, just ruining everything, then link in the description below to go watch it. We're going to watch it and then we're going to go back and I'm going to pause it a bit. So I've already watched this once. Let's just watch it again, see if on a second viewing my opinion changes. Let's just go with it. Already I don't like it. Okay. Pablo Schreiber is Chief. I'm down for. The suit looks okay. I don't buy her as Halsey at all. And the Spartans look cool. That looked a bit ropey, but
upgradable. And most importantly,
like the physicality of Pablo Schreiber, I completely buy as Chief. And there's another problem.
When I touched the object, I felt something. I felt different.
So it can melt Mjolnir.
What they did to us makes you numb.
And you just decided to help me. Why would a Spartan do that?
What does one do with a
I'm struggling here.
I'm not sure you can trust.
I'm really struggling.
I'm Cortana.
And here we go with the Phil Collins cover.
Master Chief uncovered something.
Is that meant to be Miranda? Master Chief didn't uncover... Oh my...
Humans surrender to the Covenant.
There's so much of this I need to go back and look at.
I'm gonna need you now.
That was just terrible.
Halo, win the war.
Find the Halo, win the war. So it's coming soon, 24th of March. That's what we're gonna do. Now, I want to just say, while we're just going over little bits of this, that I am a massive fan of the games, of all the games. Halo 5 I have problems with, but it still, for me, is part of this series that I love, and it gets away with things that it probably shouldn't. I would still play it. I'd complain about playing the campaign constantly, but I'd still play it because there's characters in that game that I love. So, the TV series has been trying to get off the ground for a very long time. We're finally here. We've had some Halo live action stuff. A lot of the video game trailers and the teasers and things have been live action for many years. Right through back to I think Halo 2 may have had one. Halo 3 certainly did. Halo 3 had Neil Blomkamp's test footage for the Halo film that they were doing at the time. It looked fantastic. Now we get to this. 2022, alright, it started filming 2019, 2020, something like that. I think it was 2019. And pandemic and everything has caused problems. But Paramount Plus are launching with this as their big, brand new sci-fi entry. Yes, they have Star Trek. Paramount, it is Paramount that has Star Trek. And they've completely fumbled that with Discovery, Picard. Awful. Absolutely awful. So this was their chance to do something with a beloved franchise for, alright, a small amount of people. When you think about the audience of these streaming platforms. But this was a way to introduce such a beloved franchise to the mainstream. That's a big thing to do. You need the right people in place. 343 are involved. That's good. And this story is purposefully different to the lore that we know in the books and the games. I don't know why. I don't know why it needs to be different, because those stories, that lore, that's why the fans have been around for 20 years. But they felt that they had to make changes. There's a couple of bits that I want to just touch on. Here. That looks like an AK-47. That's probably what I mean, I don't know guns that well. I don't know what the exact model is. It doesn't look futuristic at all. And this is years in the future. I don't... hundreds of years in the future. And... that, as a first shot, it looks like the Alamo. It's like the modern day. But this makes me just think that the budget hasn't been there to go all out and do this. This is one of our main characters. I haven't got the cast up on the other screen. I haven't got any names or anything. But she's obviously important. And then we get Chief dropping down, ripping off the turret, which looks like a, warthog turret. Which is cool. Yeah, does its thing. It looks to me very much like Stargate. It doesn't look like Halo. It looks quite generic sci-fi, which again is going to lean to the budget. Chief, iconic armor, absolutely iconic. I think it looks good. It's fine. We've got Chief with the scars. He's not as scarred as he probably should be. Don't buy her as Halsey. I've not seen her in many things, but she's never wowed me with her performances. Been very kind of bland, and probably the characters that she's given. She might be fantastic, but Halsey needs to be gruff, ruthless, determined. I'm not buying that from her. Oh, this stuff looks pretty good. Got to look at our Spartans. The armour is... I get a Halo 5 vibe from the armour. More from the bodysuit, I guess. But then, what are you going to do? Just feel like they wanted this to be blue team and didn't do blue team, which seems stupid. But all of this stuff, like this shot, this wide shot, you get this just fantastic view of the internal workings of, I'm guessing it's a frigate, maybe Folding to Dawn. I completely buy into it. I think this looks pretty good. But then you've got the Pelicans and things that feel like Halo. Energy Sword looks good. The Elite, it doesn't really move, does it? It moves a little bit. Again, the texturing and stuff makes me think Halo 5. That was the Halo game that they started developing this with, so that's probably what they went with. They've changed with Halo Infinite the armor style, the art style completely, which is good. It's for the better. Aesthetically, I think that this isn't on par with what the fans would have wanted. That's a personal thing. I don't know if that's true or not. I've not asked anyone. It just looks a little bit Halo 5 for me. We've got elites in a TV show. That I should probably be more grateful that we actually have something like this. I'm very nitpicky at the minute. I don't know, the close it just looked a little bit clunky. Warthog, Scout Hog. Yeah, I mean, they're so iconic. I love seeing variations of the Warthog. Insurrectionists, Chief, fighting insurrectionists. This is obviously that fight that we saw where the kid comes in. This is where they're talking about controlling Chief and upgrading Chief, and I don't necessarily buy that. This bit, let's play this. This is actually pretty cool. Is it cool? It doesn't even connect. I don't. It looks clunky, doesn't it? Oh God, please don't be clunky. When I first saw this in the trailer, I thought that's really cool. Chief going after two elites. Go back a bit. Right, there's a first-person bit there. That's pretty cool. So he drops in, first-person bit. Oh boy. The CGI looks very crisp. Maybe that it looks, to my eye, and I'm not watching it on an especially amazing monitor or anything like that. It looks very CGI. Like this bit, I don't understand either. They're excavating something. They've found a Forerunner relic. Chief touches it. It changes something about him. He feels something. I mean, this is all, if it's done right, the Forerunner stuff could be really cool. I felt something. His voice sounds way off as well. And I'll say it again, I like Pablo Schreiber. Physically, I think he's perfect. You have the perfect person to voice Chief. He's called Steve Downes. That's pretty grandiose. Is that meant to be Keys? Because that's nothing like Keys. I don't think that is Keys, is it? I don't know who that is. He's not in uniform if it's Keys. What they did? I think that might be Keys. Right. Betsy. I love a Betsy, and the battle rifle looks fantastic, so that's cool. Like, I'm all in it for this. Just looks very CG'd, doesn't it? I mean, how the hell are you going to build that and have a functioning Pelican? It's impossible. That looks Halo. What is that? at least they've got the voice right. So Jen Taylor obviously is the voice of Cortana. What have they... It's tough in modern day TV to have women appear naked. I understand that. We don't like that anymore. It's not allowed. That's a joke. It's not a joke, but it's not Game of Thrones. But Cortana is effectively a naked purple or blue, depending on which game you play, female form with loads of symbols and data running through her. She's see-through. She doesn't look human in any way, apart from the physical shape. At least they've got the voice right. Sniper rifle looks pretty good. I mean, the armor looks pretty good. I like how the ships and things move. You can't really hear the sound of the weapons and stuff. The jackal looks a bit rubbery. But again, it's if you're going to have people in suits, it's going to look a bit rubbery. That's a cool shot. Again, I just wish that this was blue team. But mongoose. A couple of mongoose. I'm not loving the action. I think that that's meant to be Miranda Keyes, who doesn't come in until Halo 2. And they didn't know about Halo. The first Halo is discovered at the start of the game. They don't know what it is. That looks cool. That's clearly a UNSC frigate. That's clearly a Covenant supercarrier. Now, what is this? Prophets. Is that an elite? Is that Arbiter? It would be too early for Arbiter, wouldn't it? So she's clearly a female human working with the Covenant, which would never happen because the Covenant are trying to eradicate humans. I mean, we know what the tentacles are, right? It's Flood. But... coming off the back of The Expanse. And that The Expanse is the best sci-fi show probably of the last 10 years. Actually, easily of the last 10 years. I bought The Expanse interiors and ship design and everything completely. And it felt lived in. I'm not really getting that feel with this, and I think it's a budgetary thing. They've clearly spent a lot of money. I just don't know if it's doing it justice. Go back. Right, let's just watch the tentacle thing again. Looks... the voice isn't working for me. And I'm coming at this from a hardcore Halo fan perspective. I don't... Like, I've spent 20 years with Steve Downes as Chief. This is like... But then they did that really well. I was going to say this is kind of like when you had Luke Skywalker appear in the Battlefront 2 game, and he's voiced by not Mark Hamill. I think it was actually Matthew Mercer, and he actually does a really good job. That's a bad example because that worked. I don't know what Schreiber's doing. The voice doesn't work. Witcher. Geralt has such a distinctive voice. Henry Cavill does his interpretation of the distinctive voice of Geralt, but it works because it's close enough to feel like Geralt in the TV show. It's done really well. I'm not buying... I mean, Steve Downes has got an incredible voice. It would be tough to try and redo that. I get that completely. And Schreiber is doing his own take on Master Chief. And a take by a studio who are wanting to do their own thing within the universe. That's fine. It just doesn't work for me. I might warm to it. I'm hoping I'll warm to it, but so far I'm not loving this. I think that is keys. That was so fumbly. He spins it or picks it up and spins it round, and it just looked naff. Was that find Halo, win the war? Like, find the cheerleader, save the world?
Win the war.
God. I don't know what to say anymore. I don't want to tear it apart, like, because I want it to be really good. I really want this to be good. I want to enjoy or get as much enjoyment out of this as I can, knowing it's something different and isn't the Halo that I'm so fond of. It's not working for me. And I think a good chunk of that is that I live in the current established Halo game lore universe. I'm used to that. We've just got Halo Infinite, which I need to do a review of at some point. And they have gone back to the traditional Bungie art style. And it's beautiful. You can do that with a video game. For a TV show, you have to make props, you have to build suits, sets, scenery, work out shooting locations, how you're going to shoot certain things. This just isn't coming together for me to look enough like the distinctive Halo. The Spartan suits, well, I may not love the design. I mean, they look like... Did we get that shot of... I mean, they look pretty cool. And all of this is cool. That looks a bit clunky for me. It doesn't look... I mean, it looks like an Elite. Let's not forget that Elites again are so distinctive within the universe. It would be tough to get an Elite really wrong. The movement and stuff seems clunky, but you know, a man in a rubber suit, although that's been done really well in loads of other stuff years ago. But stunt performers in rubber suits, let's put it that way. I wanted more from this. I really wanted to feel excited for this after bashing it a few times. I'm dreading it. Paramount Plus isn't available in the UK, not at the minute. I don't know if it will be by the time that March 24th rolls around, or even if that is the release date in the UK if it does. But I'm withholding full judgment until I've actually seen an episode, because that's only fair. An episode or a couple of episodes, maybe. Don't know how long the series is, but let's say 3 episodes. Let's say 3 episodes, because it is a brand new TV show. I'm happy to give it that time to see how I feel about it and what they do. From the trailer, which is just snippets of things that they think will get you excited for the show, doesn't work for me. In all honesty, I don't need a Halo TV show, so maybe that's part of the problem as well. I'm happy with the games, I'm happy with where they are, I love the books. There's still books I haven't read. Oof, this could be a rough one. But at the end of the day, it's not going to kill the series, because Halo isn't about a TV show. It's about so much more. It's a bigger universe. It's multimedia presence is huge. It's had multiple New York Times best-selling novels. So this isn't going to ruin it for me, or fans of the games and the books and what have you. What this could do is turn the outsiders off who have never seen or played a Halo game and see this. And I think that the idea behind this is to grow the brand that next step past the gaming world. Jury's out if it will work. If you've seen the trailer, without me prattling all over it, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd be very interested. I'd really like to hear from you if you thought this was great and you're really looking forward to seeing this, because I think there's, and I think there'll be people who don't know Halo well. No offense to that, many people don't. I think that they will be maybe more invested in this, but to me this feels quite generic, quite low budget, quite clunky from what we've seen. And yeah, and thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one.